Does it look like I have muscles? Is that what it looks like? Anyways, no, the thing I was gonna say was that I just watched like terror videos and stuff like that. And this morning, am I gonna talk about my okay, whatever. My intuition is so strong. Do you guys ever just get like images that pop up in your head or words that pop in your head, like you can hear it? Not that it sounds like a different voice, but it sounds like my voice, right? When I hear the stuff that goes on in my head, but it's like, I just know it's coming from somewhere, whatever. All your intuition is just like trusting it and knowing it. And I was shuffling the cards today. I was like, let whatever cards pop out, let it be known, let it pop out. It's supposed to be for me, blah, 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 blah. And I trust whatever pops out. I never pick out my cards. When I picked it out, I got the 10 of spades and then I got the 4 of hearts. And I searched it up, not really understanding what any of it meant because, I don't know, I was in a rush. I was lazy. I just didn't, wow. The universe gave you messages and I was lazy. That's disrespectful. Anyways, whatever is meant for me, I will never miss it. So even in that moment, if I was being a little lazy, if I was being a little lousy, the universe will show me the message in a different way and it'll keep showing it to me until I acknowledge it. Then I watched the tarot video and literally those 2 cards popped up in the tarot video. You can't make that stuff up. That is not a coincidence anymore. The universe is speaking to me. When he like clarified the cards, he got the 10 of spades and he got the 4 of hearts. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. Oh, my intuition's so strong. Does it sound like I'm bragging? I hope that's not what it sounds like. Let me tell you guys about me meditating yesterday. When I was meditating yesterday, I was meditating, sorry. What the fuck? I'm so sorry. Anyways, I was meditating yesterday. I was laying out in the sun. I was just thinking, whatever. I let the images come in my head and I let it go through. I don't really try to question it. I just like let it be. Whatever comes through is whatever comes through, whatever the universe wants to send to me. Before I meditate, I set an intention. My intention was that show me the things that I was not willing to see before. Show me the things in my subconscious that I do not want to acknowledge. Let me acknowledge it, let me accept it, and let me release it. Let me release beliefs that don't support me anymore. Any fears, any negative anger, sadness, emotions, let me let it go. At first, I pictured a church. Okay, I don't know why I'm seeing a church, but okay. What I see is I can't even try to describe it to you. I see the outline of the church. It's the edge, and then there's the blue sky. No, it wasn't even blue. Gray skies, clouds. The church was old-timey. It was made in stone. The door was red. Typical church, right? And the floor was cobblestone. I'm standing out there. I'm looking around. In my head, I visualize myself try to open one of the doors. And then I hear, like, that's not where you're supposed to go. It's like a game when they just have buildings, but you can't really go in them. It's just like, it's just there to be there. So I was like, okay, let me go in the church. I popped in the church. What I see from a different perspective is I'm sitting in one of the benches for the church, aisles, whatever. So I was leaning forward and I was mad. And then I was just like, oh, I'm at a funeral right now. So when I said that, the camera shifted and then it showed me a casket. When I saw the casket, I saw the edge of the wood. I couldn't see inside of the casket. I just saw the edge of the wood and then I see this, like middle finger inside of the casket. So the camera goes back to me. One of my friends was sitting next to me. She was like sobbing. She was sobbing and I was just mad. And then I heard a voice in my head say like, ask her what's wrong. I asked her what's wrong. I couldn't hear anything, but she was just like yelling at me, blah, 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 blah. Like doing her hands, throwing her hands up, blah, blah, blah. She was super mad at me. And I was just like, what is going on? Why is this happening? In my perspective, now I'm sitting in the vision. I'm seeing from the perspective of me in the vision. And I'm looking at her. As I'm looking at her, behind her, there's a woman standing right behind her, standing there. In my head, at first, she was like a mean old lady witch. Like that's what I got from it. So the friend that was crying, her name's Luna, okay? Behind her is, I'm gonna call her Natalie, I guess. So Luna's crying, she's mad, she's yelling at me, blah, 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 blah. And then behind her, Natalie is standing there like waiting to take Luna away. Like after she's done yelling at me, she stands up, she walks away and she goes with Natalie. Natalie was, oh, this is so hard to explain unless you don't know the people. Natalie was one of the people in my life that used to be one of my friends and then she's not now. And Luna's not one of my friends now either. I keep forgetting this part of the story. I keep forgetting to say it first. When I first was in my meditative state and I was seeing all these things happening, everything was going by like it would be a dream. Or, you know, the way that people typically dream, they don't really know what's going on. They just pop in the situation. Images are going by fast. They don't have time to analyze it. It's super, super, super quick. The last glimpse that I get before I realize that I'm in this dream-like, lucid, vivid dream state was that I was standing outside of Luna's house. And when I was standing outside, me and her were talking. She didn't have any expressions. She was expressionless. And I was just trying to talk to her, and she walked inside of her house. As soon as I tried to go through the door, it was a clear rainbow force field. And it was like blue, 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 blue. You know what I mean? So I can't go in. There's a force field. I'm like, okay. So yes, that was the part I didn't tell you about. And then that's when I was like, okay, universe, you need to slow down. Everything's too fast. I can't really analyze it. Then that's when the pictures going slower, and that's when I could start analyzing stuff and blah, blah, blah. What I took from that was when me and Luna were friends, we were really close friends in high school, and then we fell out in college. I would confront her about our relationship, feeling like we're not really as close as we used to be. I feel like you're not giving in as much as I am, and blah, blah, blah. Or that's just the narrative I kept telling myself, that she was a bad friend and she wasn't giving in and she didn't like care about our friendship. She was too focused on her boyfriend and whatever. I was too focused on the fact that my feelings are hurt. I feel like we're not friends because you do this and you do that and da, 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 da. Looking back, I realize now that I was not being a good friend. Emotionally, she was going through a lot, and I could not see from her perspective how much she was going through. Do you guys get the story? You guys probably get the story, right? Luna and me were inside of the church, and we were at a funeral. She was crying about whoever was dying, and I was too mad to notice. One, I was too mad to notice that she was upset and that she was crying. I was too mad at the person that she was focusing on, the person that she was caring about. So the person in the casket, I realized was her boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend. She was crying over like the death of their relationship. Their relationship was dying. I was being insensitive because I didn't realize how much she was going through. Before, the narrative from our relationship was that she was a bad friend. She wasn't giving in as much. She would pay attention to everybody else. And she would have time for everybody else but me. Reflecting now, the real narrative is that I was not there for her. And I was insensitive towards her and her feelings and the struggles that she was going through. She left with Natalie because Natalie provided her emotional support. Time heals all, right? Those were one of the things that I was mad at for a really long time. Probably one of the hardest things for me to let go because I didn't think that we would ever stop being friends. So when everything happened and then she ended up leaving with Natalie, it made me bitter, but I try to rationalize everything. I try to be very logical, and I try to say, you know, things happen the way that they happen. People leave when they want to leave. I have no control over people's free will. I shouldn't chase because when it's already gone, blah, 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 blah. So one, I didn't want to acknowledge that I had feelings for a situation, that I was sad, I was upset, I was mad. I'm human. Of course, I'm going to have bad feelings when one of your friends leave. Even more than that, I wasn't taking accountability for how I contributed to our friendship, the falling out of our friendship. I wasn't the one that went through a whole breakup. I wasn't the one that thought that I was losing the love of my life. Now I'm changing the story, I'm changing the narrative, seeing it as it all is. They're both sides of the story. I wasn't there for her when she needed me to. And it's just acceptance. Accepting that things happen the way they happen. It really frees you. So that's what happened when I meditated yesterday. But that's that. I don't know what to describe that. I went into a meditative state, but I was watching like a story play out, like visions. I was seeing things in my subconscious, like how it would play out like a dream when your subconscious starts to put stories together to like show you what you're feeling inside. But I was aware, like what I see in my head, when you close your eyes, you see the back of your eyelids, it's black. But the visions that come in my head, it's right here. All I have to do is travel there and see it. If you can kind of guess what I mean. I don't know how to explain that in a better way. I could step back and forth. I could step out of that vision state and then go back to me and my body, see the back of my eyelids, hear the environment around me. But if I wanted to, I could also step into that vision, that box image. I could step in that and I could be in that environment. Maybe somebody else, if anybody has ever experienced something like this, maybe, I don't know, let me know, right? I don't know. I've been meditating for like 7 months, but seriously for like the past like consistently and seriously for like 3 months, really. I don't really know how to explain that when you meditate and focus on your breath, it allows you to be more aligned with the universe. Your intuition is stronger. It just is. I can't really explain it in like a sciencey way, if that's like the explanation you're looking for. When you're more aligned with yourself and your thoughts, and you're more in control of them, and you become the observer and see it from the outside source, and just like analyze yourself from the observer stance, you become more aligned with your higher self. You become more aligned with the universe, collective conscious, guardian angels, ancestors, stuff like that. You start seeing the world in a different way. You start getting like the coincidences that you thought were coincidences before, like you realize they're not coincidences. They're literally messages from the universe. There are signs from the universe. If you let your soul speak, if you let your intuition speak, if you give it the time to say whatever it needs to say, I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to vlog, because when I vlog, that's the things I do that I do a lot of the time. Either one, I'm a really good storyteller, or two, I like enter a different world that's not in this 3D. I really don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it. I'm just going with it. I'm just going with the motion. I'm seeing whatever I'm seeing. I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling. That's me. That is me and my experience with everything. Yes, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed my story. I hope that, I don't know, thank you. Thank you for listening to my story. I love everybody. Hopefully there's something to take from this, from my rant, rambles and stuff. Have a great day. Have an amazing time doing whatever you're doing. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. Mwah.